Last night, the war escalated. Hezbollah sent rockets at Israel as far as Haifa. In their mission to keep Israel safe, the prime minister went on national television and had a message to the Lebanese people. We were on the playground on the kibbutz and we did hear interceptions. Israel's war with the north is called Operation Northern Arrows, and last night there were some escalations. Hezbollah sent rockets at Israel as far as Haifa. But this isn't the first time that they've attacked northern Israel. Hezbollah has been sending thousands and thousands of rockets towards Israel since October 8th, not to be outdone by Hamas, who started a war with Israel in the Gaza envelope on the 7th of October. Hezbollah jumped right in the very next day and has not stopped. By shooting rockets into Israel, they've caused massive damage. They've set fields on fire. They've burned businesses and farms. And of course, they've also killed people, including 12 Israeli Druze children in the northern town of Majd al-Shams in July. But last night, the war escalated, and I want to explain how this escalated. First of all, Israel warned the Lebanese people that if they lived in a place where rockets are being kept, that they should leave, that they should move, because this war is going to escalate. This caused a traffic jam in southern Lebanon as people tried to get out of the way and tried to leave, because Hezbollah has basically taken over southern Lebanon, and in attacking Israel, they're really trying to redraw the map of Israel. Right now, there are about 60,000 evacuees from the north that are not able to live there because of the dangers of the rockets being fired at them. And so there is no school in the north. I believe school was also suspended in Haifa because they hit as far as Haifa, Israel's third largest city. And because so many people have been evacuated from northern Israel, there's been an additional mission that has been added to the war that Israel is fighting with Hamas, and that's also, not only do they want to get the hostages back and eliminate Hamas, they also want to push Hezbollah off of Israel so that the Israelis who live in northern Israel can go back home. Now, in their mission to keep Israel safe, the prime minister went on national television and had a message to the Lebanese people. Netanyahu said to the Lebanese people that this war is not with the Lebanese people. He made very clear that the war is with Hezbollah, and they do not want to hurt or attack the Lebanese people, which is why they were giving them the warning to relocate. Many of them heeded that advice because there were traffic jams in Lebanon. Now, Israel attacked Hezbollah launching pads. They attacked sites where the rockets are coming from, and those places included private houses. Now, why do they include private houses? Because as part of some of the houses that have been built in southern Lebanon, part of those houses have retractable roofs for rocket launchers. Not exactly a feature that you typically need in new construction if you are not a terrorist. And while we're talking about Lebanon, let's talk about the fact that this is a kind of a newly Islamist country. 70 years ago, Lebanon was a majority Christian country and a democracy, and Beirut was the Paris of the Middle East. It was a beautiful, wonderful place to visit. But with increased population through immigration and birth, Muslims became a majority, took over the government, and basically destroyed Lebanon's democracy. And after the civil war, especially with backing from Iran into Hezbollah, you now have basically a country that's been taken over by terrorism and terrorists. Israel has made clear that their war is not with the people of Lebanon, but with the terrorist organization of Hezbollah. You just can't have rockets flying into Israel. And the big danger last night was not that the rockets would hit, although some of them, I guess, did hit in open fields, but that when Israel's Iron Dome system hits a rocket in the air, there's a danger of shrapnel coming down and hitting innocent people on the ground. Personally, I can tell you on the kibbutz where I live, after school we were on the playground on the kibbutz and we did hear interceptions. And then later on, some of the moms were worried about soccer. Of course, when you think about kids playing on a soccer field, the first thing that comes to mind is Majd al-Shams. We are not that far north. We're not in the north of Israel, so that wasn't really a concern of mine, but it's something that sits in the back of your mind. My family is safe. We are okay, but you know, there are threats. Obviously, this is a war. The war can end if Hezbollah just backs up to the Litani River, Hamas lays down their weapons and surrenders and gives back the hostages. Israel is now fighting a defensive war for its survival. The whole goal is to protect the people who live here by, obviously in the south, bringing back the hostages, by creating a situation where Hamas can't flourish and do another 10-7. And in the north, getting rid of Hezbollah, pushing them back so that the Israelis who live in the north can go back home. So that's what this was all about. There were a lot of operations overnight. Israel was targeting these rocket launch areas. That's the update for now. If you want to get more updates, make sure that you subscribe on Instagram and on YouTube so that you don't miss a thing. Bye.